Okay, you're on.
Being time, I call the October 12th, 2022 Appointments Committee meeting of the Gardner City Council to order, and to reflect that all members of the committee are present and Mayor Nicholson. Is anyone recording today's meeting? Posting on the wall if anybody chooses to. First order of business, a review and approval of the meeting minutes from September 28th, 2022.
Move that we dispense with the reading of the minutes and accept them as presented.
Second.
Motion made by Councilor Walsh, second by Councilor Mack to approve the reading of the minutes. Any discussion? All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, no. Motion passes. Appointments 10805, a measure confirming the mayor's appointments of elections officers for 2022 and 2023. Mr. Mayor.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. These appointees were done on a temporary basis for the primary, and the time period has run out. Since then, there's an ordinance that says you can't do 2 consecutive temporary appointments. And there's also state law that says all election workers have to be official appointees by the executive. So put those forward here for the upcoming November 8th election.
Was there a particular reason why they were temporary at the time?
Because they came in to fill in vacancies that were done after the council voted on the other round of those. So these are the people who were late add-ons to the previous election.
I see that we just made this barely under the gun of a 10-day requirement for at least for the council meeting on Monday. I was concerned about that a little bit, but we seem to be within the 10 days.
Yes.
All set.
I move that we recommend confirmation of the appointments.
I second it.
Motion made by Councilor Walsh, second by Councilor Mack to recommend the mayor's appointment. All those in discussion?
I just want to say that I appreciate all of our poll workers. They give up they work a very long day. They do not get much compensation, and I appreciate them giving up their time because it's much needed, and sometimes it's hard to get people to step up for such a role. So I just want to extend my thank you to all of them.
All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, no. Motion passes. Item 10806, a measure confirming the police officer assignments to polling locations. Mr. Mayor.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. This is something we did for the September primary election, and working with the Attorney General's office and the Secretary of State's office. They said this is the language that we could use to basically say that all police officers of the Gardner Police Department are approved and authorized to work there. That way, if someone calls out sick, and it's different from someone who the council had voted to assign to a specific spot, how would that work? Because it's not an appointment, so it's not done on a temporary basis, it's an assignment approval. So this would basically say that all officers are authorized to be assigned to work at the poll locations there, and this is the language that was sent to us. We basically sent them what we used the last time, because Councilor Boudreau did ask that question when that did come up back then. This was the response that we got, so just doing that now for the November 8th election.
I move we recommend confirmation of the appointments.
Second.
Motion made by Councilor Walsh, second by Councilor Mack to recommend the mayor's appointment. Is there discussion? All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, no. Motion passes. New business. Mr. Mayor.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. I had intended to get the deputy chief appointment to you all today. However, due to a scheduling conflict with one of the individuals being interviewed, those interviews were not conducted until this morning. So we'll have someone probably by the next week to notify you of, but we wouldn't have met the 10-day requirement either way. So that'll be done there. We had 8 to 10 applicants for the deputy chief position in total. 4 of those were interviewed. And then I believe Chief McAveen is looking at doing, I believe he's got someone in mind for it, but I think he wanted to sleep on it after the interviews that were done just this morning. But that interview panel was our HR Director, Deborah Pond, former Acting Chief Vin Alfano, Chief McAveen, and former Acting Chief Phil Kearns. So it's similar to the one that we did for the police chief, and we'll get that to you soon. Also, since the 10-day window expired, I did submit for the council to then refer back to the appointments committee Director Cormier's appointment for the purchasing director and procurement official for the city. Director Cormier has 3 separate titles. for the city. So those appointments are all listed as those. It's the Director of Purchasing, the Tax Title Custodian, and the Civil Enforcement Officer for the city. Civil Enforcement and the Purchasing Director do require council confirmation, but Tax Title Custodian does not. However, I've just put them up together, so you'll see those on Monday's council agenda to refer to this committee as well.
Thank you. Councilor Walsh.
I was going to ask you about the deputy chief, but you responded to that.
Thank
You anticipated it, not surprisingly. Are there any, just since you raised the issue of purchasing director, are there any credentials that remain to be addressed by the certifications?
He has renewed his certification and taken the classes. He's just waiting for the piece of paper to come.
Okay.
Yeah, but he's passed all the renewal classes.
I have nothing else.
Councilor Mack?
No.
And I have no new business. I'd entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
Motion to adjourn made by Councilor Walsh, second by Councilor Mack. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? No? Motion passes. Thank you. We are adjourned.
Easy.
That was good.
Yeah.